So, good evening and a very, very warm welcome. Thank you for joining us today. Today, we're having a candid conversation with Leslie Lewis and Kavya Jones on rhythm, music, and life. A lot of you know me. I'm Sukirti Gupta. I'm the co founder of Sipping Thoughts. Sipping Thoughts is a multi platform media company that was co founded by me and by Meeta Gudgutia. It was set up keeping in mind the tagline Real Women, Real Thoughts. We wanted to create a no judgment platform and create a network of women for women and, of course, the men that support us. Sipping Thoughts reaches to about 2.5 million women on a monthly basis. Go Nuts, and we've got the founder here, we've got Joji with us, is India's largest and most influential platform for connection, communication, and celebrity commerce. We're excited to partner with them for this session. GoNuts is a one of a kind service that empowers consumers with the ability to book personalized video messages from their favorite celebrities across multiple genres. So, if you're thinking for that next party, who do you want to wish you or appear? I mean, GoNuts is the perfect platform. GoNuts aims to bridge the gap between celebrities and their millions and millions of fans. GoNuts was founded by Vinamra Pandya, Joji George, and Mayank Gupta, who have been experienced leaders in startups, media, entertainment, and technology. But today we are talking with two really, really well known musicians in the pop business, musicians that have really been changing the landscape. So, first, I'd like to introduce you to Leslie Lewis. Leslie Lewis is the man who started indie pop. He is the man that is behind a lot of the Bollywood remixes in India, the man who started the classical fusion along with Hariharan as colonial cousins. He is the man who single handedly conceived and created all the music and brought Coke's studio at MTV to India. The man who has recently created the entire music for Disney's first ever Broadway musical hit in India, Beauty and the Beast. So he's got so many first to his name. So, first of all, I'm so happy to have him on our show. So, Leslie, welcome to Sipping Thoughts. So excited to have you here.
Hi, Sukriti. Thank you so much. And it's a
And we've
pleasure.
got with him Kavya. She's a singer, performer who started her singing career at the age of 5. I don't think I could even speak properly at the age of 5. So let alone, be singing. And she started along with her father, who was also a Bollywood stage artist. She has performed live all over the world with Shan, Siddharth, Mahadevan, and extensively with, of course, Leslie over the last 3 years. She's just recently had her song out, Aja Meri Baahon Mein, and this marks her debut as an independent artist under the
तो
mentorship
फ्लावर ही
and
सब कहीं
grace.
कहाँ.
And in conversation with them, we've got Joji, and we're very excited. So, welcome, Kavya, to Sipping Thoughts. So excited to have you here.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
Fantastic. Joji, I'm excited to turn this over to you.
Thank you, Sakriti. And so this is a conversation among friends, and I hope all your, the people who tune into Sipping Thoughts and have been fans and members of your platform really enjoyed this session because it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to dive a little deeper into what's behind the persona of Les and Kavya as they collaborate on this big song that Kavya's, as most
I
of
think it just came out, or.
just about, and it's already trending. Has hit the charts in on numerous countdown platforms, and I'll let her, of course, talk to us a little more about how the song is doing and what the collaboration was all about. But first, let me just start right at the beginning. And the whole idea was Les is been somebody who has actually broken artists all his life. And in our terminology in music, breaking an artist means not literally breaking them, but actually, though he also does that. But
That I was going to wonder.
My size could kind of
but
endorse
more,
it. He said.
but more importantly, he's been the one to actually introduce breakthrough talent across networks in our country. I mean, except for Shweta, I think it was Sunita, Alicia, and now Kavya. So that's an incredible hat trick. Les, tell me about it. What's it with you and his?
Let me make that a double hat trick. Kunal Ganjawala, KK, and Asha Bhosle in a new avatar. Not the
Absolutely.
Bollywood one, the pop one.
That's right.
So
Janam Kya Karo.
Janam Samjha Karo, correct.
That's right.
So yeah, I mean, it's exciting because from my perspective, I'm a composer, creator. A record label generally approaches me and says, "Look, this is Joji. He's a nice singer. Don't you think so?" I said, "Yes." How can we make him a star musically? How do we reach the people with his music? We'll brand him. We'll do all the rest of it. But if you can musically brand him, that would be great. So I think that's how Pari Hu Main happened. That's how a Janam Samjha Karo or a Yaro Dosti or a Pal or whatever. I mean, including Colonial Cousins, the same thing.
That's right.
So, I was still the producer. Which is in music, when you say producer, it means the composer, creator of the music kind of thing.
Fantastic.
So,
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's been a great journey. And now in 2020, I am now, like you said, breaking another artist, Kavya Jones, with artists of this generation.
That's right.
New music in Hindi with artists of this generation.
So I'm going to shift tracks into right about Kavya. And Kavya has been somebody. So if you look Kavya up, she's the typical millennial, all over the place on Insta and on Facebook. And she doesn't have a Wikipedia page. Wikipedia for the older folk, right?
And Facebook too is for the older folks, I think.
That's right. So Kavya is this new age millennial, who you have. Tell me the journey with Kavya. How did it all happen?
You have to tell them you want me to
Yeah.
tell the
No,
journey with
Kavya can start. No, Kavya can start. Absolutely.
So it actually started 3 years back when Leslie Sir's drummer David D'Souza introduced me to Sir, and he wanted me to be a part of the Leslie Lewis Bollywood band. And I have been a stage artist since I was like 11, 12 years old, but this was a completely different ball game. I didn't know there's a lot than just standing on stage and holding the mic and just singing for the audience. It involved a lot of things: performance, dance, changes, still singing and interacting with the audience. So I think my journey with Leslie Sir started 3 years back, being his co-vocalist, and now it first snowballed into being his student, and now it's snowballed into being his first ever artist of 2020 that he's producing.
That's right. That's right. By the way, I love your ring.
My ring, oh, thank you. That's my, if you see the video as well, big rings are something that I love. So
That's right. That's right. So here's somebody who has a lineage of, really picking talent from, who's in the mines, so to say, and making them the shining diamond. Sunita Rao, Pari Hu Main was like, all over the place. Even to this day, you go to a wedding or you go to any kind of a party, whether it's the mixed version of it or it's the older version or the original version, they still dance to that song. Alisha Chennai's song. I mean, all of these tracks. Was it intimidating with the man? I mean, here's a guy who's worked in the studio, knows his stuff. What was it like?
Oh, tell him the real
can I
story.
tell you exactly?
Tell him the
Okay.
real story.
So to everyone present here, I do not want anybody to judge me on this, but I'm being very honest on this interview. Not being politically correct, I did not know who Leslie Sir was.
I don't blame you. Yeah, he's
When
always
I
in the
joined his
background.
band, I didn't know who he was. I went through Google to know, actually who is this man that I'm going to perform with. I don't know who he is. And if you know Pari Hu Main, I'm a Gujarati. Pari Hu Main is the national anthem of Gujarat. No
That's right.
Navratri is complete without it. And I think Falguni Pathak created that rage.
That's right.
And so all my life, I thought Pari Hu Main was Falguni Pathak and Falguni Pathak was Pari Hu Main. When I went on Google and I checked the day before my audition, I went to my dad and I said, "You have lied to me. All these years you told me it was Falguni Pathak." And he said, "No, it's Leslie Lewis." I said, "I didn't know." And that's when, I felt, oh my God, I'm going to go sing for this man. But I think the benefit for me here was that I didn't know who he was. So I didn't have that starstruck moment. I was not feeling intimidated in that way because, he's a legend and he's such a big producer, composer of the 90s and the king of indie pop. I didn't know.
In fact, she was laughing at me on television on the Jima Awards when we were playing to Lataji. Ek pyar ka nagma. And she loves that song, so she watches on TV and says, "Hey, see that guy? He's like a girl." And she starts laughing, and her dad says, "Look, don't laugh. One day you might need to work with him."
I I was in school that time, so I'm allowed. But yeah, so so intimidation didn't happen in that way because I really didn't know Sir that well. I think I came on with Sir as a clean slate, and I think I wanted to surrender to him as a student, not on what he's done in the past, but I think as and when 1 year went by, I got to know the intensity and the amount of knowledge I can gain from this
She
man.
heard
So,
Colonial Cousins 1 year later.
yeah.
Wow.
You heard Colonial Cousins.
I didn't know Krishna.
A
I
year
didn't know
later.
Sir.
She
Wow.
listens to Colonial Cousins and says, "Man, what is this music you've been
Yeah.
doing?"
So yeah.
So I had the privilege of actually traveling with Les and Hari during the Colonial Cousins album as we went touring. So, that music really, I mean, I've seen fans firsthand interact with them performing the songs, them laughing about the private jokes. It's been an amazing journey. But Les, coming to you now, when you pick that person who you feel, it's a bet you take in some sense, right? It's a hunch that, look, here's somebody. What are the things that go through your mind? Are you scared of failure? Are you scared that, can I make this like that super hit I did with a Colonial Cousins, with Sunita Rao, is that magic going to replicate again?
So I'm never looking for the hit. I'm looking for the first reaction when I do something like this, including Pari Hu Main or even Aja Meri Baahon Mein. I want people to say, "Who's that girl? Who's the singer? Wow, who's she?" Not what a great song it is, or I'm sure that should happen, and I hope that I try my best to do that. But I want people to focus on the artist and say, "Who is this? Wow, she's got a great, this is what I'm getting on the internet. She's got a great voice.
That's right.
She sings." So I'm saying that's it. That's my job done. So when I'm like doing, except for KK was a young artist who I took to Sony Music, and I said, "Why don't you produce him?" The rest actually, in their own ways, were backed by the labels. But Kavya, because I'm starting off, with my own kind of music now, I've decided that let me pick out on a 2020 millennial artist that I can produce. Forget about the 90s. What's there in the future? So taking her on, it's not a question of a hunch. She's kind of surrendered. She's apprenticed with me for 2 years. And that's the big thing most singers or other artists don't do. They don't want to apprentice. They want to work for 1 month, 2 months, and then they put that part of their CV. And I said, "You've learned nothing." So she's been with me nearly every day for
Right.
the last 2 to 3 years, nearly every day, every coffee shop, every event, every meeting, including universal head meetings, uh, introduction to Joji George, and whatever, everywhere, every recording I do, till even when I came off as when I did Chandrama, which was my first
Yes.
release this time, she actually supervised my vocal. I let her do that because I think she can. I think she's of that, because she's my student now at a level where I can trust her. So I can trust her. But with Aja Meri Baahon Mein, she's the artist. And now I'm going to put her in the front of a million people who need to judge her for what she is, not what I've created.
That's interesting. So, Kavya, as a millennial, as somebody who has been far more exposed, I mean, let's flash back to, Sunita's time or any of them. I mean, you were not exposed to all the media
born.
that you are.
Not
Sorry?
born. Not born.
Not born. Exactly. That's also there. Absolutely. But more importantly, the exposure that an artist has today, both in terms of social media, in terms of artists across the, across the shores, in the international music. Today we have digital content through Spotify or whichever kind of streaming service there is. So you're exposed to a lot of sounds, a lot of which were not. One had to wait for MTV to bring it to our shows during that time,
Yes.
to be able to break new music, so to say. And then it was the new sounds that producers kind of got exposed to and then created their own kind of mark. Did you have creative differences with this man where you're not getting my sound, you're not getting my kind of music, my generation, or whatever it is? Was that any time a part of your conflict in creation of this sound?
No, because Joji, I if you see my influences, they are not much towards the international side of music. My influences have been Lata ji, Asha ji, Shreya, and all of that. That was I think that's what Leslie sir actually understood while I was performing with him. Now coming, when I joined Leslie sir's band, I said that there's lot of music out there that I don't know of, because when I was young, my exposure was only that, because my dad was a Bollywood stage artist, so that was the only exposure I got. But when I got into the band, I said that there's lots to music. I mean, it's not, I mean, I'll tell you the simplest thing. I understand the value of the instrument bass in a song. I always focusing on this, on the voice, on the singer, not the instrumentation around it. So creative differences did not happen because I a was because it is not my zone. I am trying to, sir is trying to keep me out of my comfort zone majorly. Now this is going to be a new me. Nobody has heard me like that, at least in the sphere of where I have performed. Nobody, I mean, you ask my friends when they heard it, they were like, this is not you, we've not heard you like that. So that was one thing. So I trusted sir completely, because he's going to get the new Kavya Jones sound out, which till now was influences of Lata ji, Asha ji. I didn't know who I
And
was.
she wasn't even aware of, till I actually got her to listen
I
to
didn't
African
know.
singers,
Yeah,
or
so-
Sarah Vaughan, saying
so-
jazz, and then she realized that there's more to it than Lata
So-
Mangeshkar and stuff.
Yeah, so my influences, probably if you would have heard me 3 years back, you would have felt, there's a jhalki of Lata ji and Asha ji and all, but that's not me. Who am I don't know. That's when I told sir that, sir, I'm surrendering to you, because here I am in search of my voice, search of my sound, search of my comfort zone as well. And there were no creative differences, because I was just following what he said. I did not even ask him why is it like that, for what it is like that. And I realized one thing, that this is his baby. These are Leslie Lewis compositions. He is actually in a way trusting me with his compositions. So I cannot have a say, because if they were my songs, if he was just my producer in that way, he was, I have come as a singer songwriter, sir, would you please, then I think I had a little bit of a say in it. But as just being his, his artist that he's trusted his compositions on, I did not have much of anything to say, actually nothing. It went as smooth as, there were no differences, there were no opinion problems, like, he stuck. And I must tell you one thing, Leslie sir is easy to work with, because he really values what his artist also wants. So in that way, he will not sit on the fence and say, no, no, this is mine, so I know how to do it. But I think he also, it's a give and take with him. But yeah, majorly I was surrendering to him, and I said, sir, you guide me through this process.
Excellent. Les, I mean, you've been through with so many stars. You started off, I mean, for you to create the Colonial Cousin sound itself was unheard of at that time. No one ever thought that you can take classical Indian sounds and fuse it with Western music. And that sound went on to win the MTV Video Music Award. It went on to make, I mean, it was on the charts everywhere. And even to this day, there is nobody who doesn't know the Colonial Cousin. I mean, you have to be from Mars not to know the Colonial Cousins, really.
I
Mars.
am.
So in that sense, from that kind of a lineage, from the guy who wrote Thumbs Up, Taste of Thunder, the jingle, the best and the biggest jingles that are stuck in people's minds have been done by you. And then you come to an artist that it is like, again, starting from scratch. It's like a potter working with clay to create a product at the end of the day. And you generally are molding as the thing is moving, so to say. Explain the process. Tell me the process. What goes on in the mind of a Les when he's working with an artist?
So there are two types of artists. One is the artist who says, I sing like this. This is me. This is my sound. Great. So I can take you and mold you into what you think you should be. And then the other artist is, I'm here. What would you like me to sing? I'm a singer. Now that is a composer's singer. Very much like Lata Mangeshkar or, Asha ji. They need their composer to give them the song and to direct them as to which direction. Once they grab it, then they're going to spin it on. But you need to show them, to quote unquote, show them how that song needs to be sung. So you're a composer singer. I think that's what Kavya is. So when you're hearing exactly what she says, if you listen to Back Day Mein, it's trending. It's nothing. It just came out there within 2 days. It was trending on Wink at #1.
Yeah.
Oh, what happened?
Yeah.
A song which is not even the video, because all she did was follow the lyric, follow the melody, the emotion, and then she made it hers. So she took it that one notch higher than another singer would have if they had just sung what I wanted.
That's right.
So she did what a Lata Mangeshkar, I'm sorry, I'm not comparing, but she did what a Lata Mangeshkar does to a composer's song. She takes a song, delivers it like he wants it first, and then adds that little magical
Lata ji in it. Yeah.
which makes it, because she makes it her own.
That's right.
So that's what she's done, and the proof is in 2 days it's at trending at #1 without being promoted.
That's
Not
right.
the video song. So you know that music works like that.
Absolutely.
It always worked like that, and it
It'll
will
always
always
will.
work like this, because we are all human beings and we react to emotion. You get angry, you get sad, you're upset, you're happy. All these are emotions that songs make you feel.
Great.
Depressed, sad, whatever that is.
I have a gentleman called Rakesh Shetty raising his hand. Is he a question or
He
do you
does
want
have
to
a
type?
question, but his sound is not on. So Rakesh,
So why
if you
doesn't he
would-
text it? Why don't you
Yes,
just
you
write
can
us a
text
question?
That would be great.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on. So Rakesh, while you're typing that question, let's just move on to another question with Liz. So when you, so here is a girl who you've met. You've kind of said, you as an artist, I'm very certain, have had open inverted, close inverted, established names or names people would have heard or have been on the circuit for, for a while. And then a record label, as you rightly said, comes to you like they did and said, Les, would you just produce this album or be the composer and kind of
Yes.
give him a sound or give her a sound. But here's somebody you picked.
Right.
Okay. And you said, let's go with this. What are the challenges of something like that?
One is, see, so when she joined the band, she was very quote unquote, like she said, Lata Mangeshkar influence. And we do the song in our gig called Lag Ja Gale. And she sang it like Lata ji. And I said, that's how everybody does it. You got to do it differently. It took her nearly a month to break herself down, to come back to what I was trying to get her to do. How should Lag Ja Gale be? What are the lyrics? What is it saying? What is the emotion? What would it say in 2020 to you? But you don't want to lose the Lata Mangeshkar and the composer in the song. So finally, I got her to do a version of Lag Ja Gale, which hopefully you'll get to hear soon. And we won't talk about it right now, but let's keep that for the next one. And you say, isn't this the girl who did Aja Meri Baahon Mein?
Exactly.
Is she actually singing this Lag Ja Gale like this? Which makes me feel like it's Lata Mangeshkar, but it isn't. So I've seen her as being very talented. I'm not trying to praise her because she's here, but she is.
I'm shutting my
We've
doors.
we did a gig in Singapore, and I'm trying to explain to you the talent. And we had a gig in Singapore. They said it's all Malayalis. There's a shipload of Malayalis coming from Kerala, all the way to Singapore.
By the way, you know that Kerala, it's travel shiploads only.
Yes, so nobody else allowed. Yes, so there was a whole bank full of
Right.
bankers from Kerala by ship to Singapore, and we went. They asked us to perform, obviously Bollywood, but they said, "Can you sing one Malayalam song?"
Wow.
So we had 4 days. We worked till 3-4 a.m. every day for those 4 days. She sang 2 Malayalam songs.
Really?
Where she sang one Malayalam song, which was a female solo. She sang one with Yesudas. I left Yesudas' voice on the track, but she sang with him.
Wow.
And she sang a Tamil song. Kannada. And
wow, that's tough.
And what she did that without a piece of paper in front of her.
Wow.
I saw the audience who are all Malus drop their jaw. And,
Yes.
And tell me, sir, we didn't miss the Shreya Ghoshal.
Exactly. Exactly.
But because they didn't miss it. I mean, they didn't miss that. They just said like, who's this young girl without a, and she's even some of the diction with Yasuda, so you can't mess.
You can't mess with
A
it.
lot of respect.
Absolutely.
So it's done that, but to do it in 4 days and not a piece of paper and remember it all and sing it,
That's
that's
crazy.
talent. You show me. I've done enough advertising for the last 30, 35 years to know how difficult it is to sing.
I
Malayalam.
can't, in spite of being a Malayali.
No,
Exactly.
So I've been through all that, so I know. So when you see somebody do that, and we also do Gujarati, and we also do Bhojpuri, and we also do Rajasthani, and that's her. So, and it's not a piece of paper in your hand, and it's
Absolutely.
the other day we were in a group I won't mention, very like probably the toppest most singers in the country, 4 or 5 of us, and they said, Kavya, sing something. And she sang a Rajasthani folk song. They all like jaw dropped. It became like, oh, is this really you?
Yeah. Right.
That voice coming out of this little girl. You know what I'm saying? So she's got a lot more. This is just the tip of the iceberg, the first EP. So I know that she's talented. So her mom and dad are really the key, where they have complete faith in me and complete faith in her. So they've allowed her to actually be with me literally all through, saying, sir, we leave her to you. She's your student. You take her forward. So the entire, I've actually produced the whole video, the audio. I'm presenting her. I'm right now please introducing you to Kavya Jones. Why? Because I believe in her. Not because her mom and dad said that. They said it because they saw me believing in her. And then they said, if there is a way forward for her, then she should. So I said, let her apprentice with me. That's the only way she can learn. And I think today, if she can supervise my vocal, then she's learned.
Absolutely. No, I've seen you guys rocking on stage. I mean, Kavya's got high energy. You jumping and doing your thing. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, I love that because
I'm 19.
Exactly.
My band is older than me.
We all did that.
Yeah, I kick everybody's ass because they have no idea what's coming from behind if they slacken up. And I have a very simple rule in my band: if you're not passionate, don't be on my stage.
I completely
Once
am
you
with
started
you.
the monies and all, put that out. Now I want to see and feel the passion on stage. And if you're not passionate, just don't be with me.
No, the energy is infectious. So for those of you who haven't seen both of them perform their Bollywood tracks, I would really implore you to go on to YouTube or go to their Instagram and Facebook pages and see some of those clips, because it's going to blow your mind how both of these guys really get on stage and do their thing. It's amazing how they take a song and spin it. And coming to spin it, I don't know whether I see some guitars in the background, but Kavya, he was talking about that Rajasthani, the little girl coming out with that Rajasthani vocals, and for people that blew their minds. Why don't you give us a little bit of a sample of that?
Wow. Okay.
Your stage.
सावरियो घट माय रे रमैयो घट माय सावरियो घट माय रे रमैयो घट माय थाने कठे थाने कठे थाने कठे थाने कठे थाने कठे ढूंढवा जाऊं रे सावरियो घट माय हो जियो सावरियो घट माय रे रमैयो घट माय सावरियो घट माय रे रमैयो घट माय थाने कठे थाने कठे थाने कठे थाने कठे थाने कठे वाड़वा जाऊं रे सावरियो घट माय हो जियो.
Oh my God. I mean, I swear I was
What a
transported.
powerful voice.
Not a cliche of being transported to the deserts of Rajasthan, but oh my God, where did that voice come out from?
I
Really
just told you.
amazing. That is very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. Outstanding, outstanding. All right, from there to the sultry Aja Meri Baahon Mein. You know what I mean? I mean, it's got the funk, it's got that tune, it's got that little sultriness, it's got that whole come into my arms feel.
Yeah.
How do you move that, push that envelope to get there? What was the brief before you hit that track?
Right. So, like I said, I mean, it's basically a very bluesy, jazzy kind of song. Again, I don't know what was that. I never heard that kind of music. So I actually was completely like clean slate. So Leslie sir told me that there's this diva, she's a diva. She's calling you, but she's not desperate enough. So your singing can't be Aja Meri Bahon mein. It needs to be like not so edgy at all. Completely laid back, just like you've like, stretched out of your bed and you're coming out and you're calling him. But at the end of the day, you're the diva. So you can't show the desperation in your voice. Man, Joji, I cannot tell you, I did not understand that the first time he said, I said, what is he saying? Like, what is this all about? I'm not understanding. There was a level of frustration that came into my mind that how am I couldn't sleep. I was not understanding. I was so scared to hit the mic because, like I said, Leslie sir is a tough taskmaster. He will make you do 155 takes till you feel, oh my god, you're not even worth being a singer, frankly. But he is a master in that. I mean, vocal production, standing in front of that mic to sing in front of Leslie sir his song, and you don't understand that. You don't really you've not heard that kind of music ever. This is completely new. And if I might, if that rehearsals, I was trying to understand the song. He was still telling me, you're sounding very edgy, you're not supposed to sound edgy. It's, you can, if you hear it, if I put it in the commercial Hindi sector, it is more Asha ji, but Asha ji very laid back, because it is the Adi Burman feel and Asha ji singing, not like, yeah, but it's not Asha ji's edgy voice. So he was trying to say that you've got to tone it down, otherwise you're not gonna, and the essence of the song is gonna go. And I was just, I tried, but then I think the first time I went on the mic, because the rehearsals helped me so much, I think in 1 or 2 takes we were down. I got it wrong. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because it's the same thing. I believe, if again coming back to Lataji, Ashaji, in the old days, they rehearsed a song for 7, 8 days, 9 days maybe, with the composer and got it down as part of their system, muscle memory. Then you go in front of the mic, you know it. Whereas in the newer recording era has been more, I've got only this much time, I've got 3 hours, we can quickly dub it, okay, take the second line onwards, punch it from here to there, and then just create the, the fabric, the whole thing, bits and pieces, stitch it together. But the old days was never about stitching it. Either sang the song or you didn't sing the song.
You didn't sing a song.
I remember because I was working with Asha ji and she says, "तुम लोग बहुत मुश्किल है यार, अंतरा कैसे डब कर? Like how do you punch in a separate verse? Punch in a separate verse. We are punching in lines."
Yeah, exactly.
But because what she says is so true. Because there's a soul that starts at the beginning of the song. It's like a silk thread. It needs to go right through, without even a little break somewhere.
So if they make a mistake, you go back to the stop, right?
Yes. So in Coke Studio, when I started Coke Studio, every song, if anybody made a mistake, we went back all the way to, and everyone is, sir, again. So I said no. And that's how Coke Studio got popular, because it's soulful.
That's right. That's right. That makes all the difference.
Aja Meri Bahu Mein just like that, from the beginning to the end. I did not punch in.
That's outstanding.
That's the essence of music. So I'm saying if I can bring it back in 2020, then I need to bring the essence of music, which is about me. Yes, we want it to sound new. We want it to, but you can't lose the essence of what music is all about.
I agree.
And I still want you, so if you hear the track, it's got technology, it's got all that very mellowed EDM vibe to it. There's a rap in there, but even the rap is, hurt.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that rhythm has to be, and Gandhar has rapped so beautifully. He's brought that little romance into the rap, which otherwise most rap tracks.
Yeah, it's very hard. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm saying, try to keep that whole thing together. So yeah, I think there's lots of room to grow.
So as a musician, as a composer, Kavya, both at your end as well as from Les, you've been able to pick up some of the, should I say, I wouldn't use the word old, but the traditional but tried and tested ways of creating good music, which somehow is also lost in today's era of technology, so to say. So you've seen a good side of that, and yet you are seeing the modern side of creation of music. What's it like being for you? Would you have preferred to be a soulful singer of the 70s or the 60s, or are you happy in this new sounds that are being created, which is quick use, out there in the charts, hit the, you're trending, you're number one, you're number three, and then boom, boom, boom. In a week's time, there are three other songs that has stumbled on the way to the top. What's it like? I mean, as an artist, what would you prefer?
I mean, you do, as an artist, you'd want to sing songs. Like that's today it's like some artists get 4-5 songs. Like in the time of Asha ji, Lata ji, Alka ji, 2,000, 3,000. I mean, who wouldn't want that? Which singer would not want that? I mean, I would also love to sing 2,000 songs in films or albums or whatever you might call it. But that trend is not there today. But I wouldn't complain because I am the millennial of this, and I need to fit in that way, if you might say so. So, but yes, if I was a 70s singer, I'd love that, because I would also have those many songs, and having to rehearse with my composer, having a rapport with my music director. Like, I mean, Asha ji and Madan Mohan ji were like brother sisters. He was her Rakhi brother. I mean, that relationship, that it's become too professional these days, and the warmness, and I think with Leslie sir being my guru, I really felt that old traditional guru shishya bond with him, that I'd sit with him, he'd teach me the song, what is it all about. It was just like the olden times. But in today's time, you got to accept it, that it's more professional. It's all about trending. People are making songs which they know are going to be hits. Like, we don't know. I mean, but they're making it in such a way ki chalo ye chal raha hai, so we'll make this only. But that's also fine, because there you get it's like shortcut to fame, if you might say so. Like, tomorrow I'm number one, but again, number one is so subjective. I mean, I might be number one in your eyes, but I might not be number one in any of the people's eyes here. So what is that? I don't know. I'm here, and I think at my age, like, I've really understood that music as a whole is going to talk to you. So number one or number 10 really doesn't matter. Really, really doesn't matter. Because if Lata ji at her time was number one, there were a lot of other singers also who were not number one but equally good. So, and there were people who were listening to them as well. So even today, I think it's really professional in that sense. Wouldn't mind being in this setup for sure. I want to get into the music business, you may say so, and sing songs and sing for other composers and all of that. Try their styles out as well, what they want. But if you ask my preference, I'd like to be the 70s, 80s singer. I would get those many songs.
I think if I were to ask that question to Asha ji, she'd say, I would love to be in this generation. I'm very certain she would say that.
Asha ji would say now, I would say at the 70s.
Right. I'm very certain, because she's that kind of a person who
and
thinks...
it was all about skillful singing at that time, because like Leslie sir said, if you go wrong, they start from the beginning. So imagine every pitch, every sur, everything, every emotion needed to be perfect.
Yeah, and you didn't have things, you didn't have technology to basically also clean up your voice, your pitching, your tone, all of that kind of stuff. So Les, do you miss... So here's, you've created an artist with Kavya, but there is still a lot beneath the surface of Leslie, right? Mm-hmm. There's new sounds, there's new stuff. I mean, you and I were talking, and you were, telling me about how you were bringing in global influences to a lot of the music that you're now doing.
One day when we make that connect and you land up home, I'm going to play you at least.
We've been threatening each other for the longest time, thanks to this bloody COVID, but otherwise we would have done this a long time back. But nevertheless, that said, I'm sure you get this question, and I'm sure a lot of the people who found that as, that was the path-breaking moment for them when the Colonial Cousins came out with that sound, which was never ever replicated again, in that sense of the word. Is there another sound in the background, somewhere in the deep recesses of your mind, where you see there is an opportunity for not only the composer, but also the performer coming out again? Yes, Chandrama has been one of those kind of sounds. Tell us a little more about your album.
So in the 90s, I was like a guy who's listened to a lot of English music. My dad was one of the biggest choreographers in Bollywood. So I grew up with R.D. Burman. I grew up with Helen Auntie. I grew up with, all that mahol, that zone. But I also grew up with Zakir Hussain. I also, used to carry me when I was small. And so it's like a very small dancers and classical musicians, it was a circuit. But I want to do Jimi Hendrix, I want to do Eric Clapton, I want to do the Beatles, I want to, that was my kind of music. So when in the 90s, the only way I could do that was it became something that got called indie pop, where I could bring this westernized kind of music, but it was all in Hindi. But I had to keep it really sweet because India was not ready to rock beyond a point, and it wasn't exposed. So if rock music was too hard, they'd find it the distortion like, oh, it's disturbing, put it off. So even if you listen to KK, when I introduced KK, Aapki Duaan, is it rock and roll? It's got
Exactly.
Bryan Adams, sweet rock and roll, sweet, soft rock kind of space. So Indians kind of took it in their stride. But after Rock On and things that happened in the movie space, which
It came back
exposed the people to
in a big
band,
way. Exactly.
rocking music, and then internet, which completely exposed you to everything in the world. I think people are ready to finally listen to what I wanted to do as my music then, which became indie pop in a very soft, sweet way. But now in a more jagged way, I've started doing my music, and I've realized most of Indians disconnect from the song the moment it's in English because they speak in Hindi. Hindi is the basic. Talk to me in Hindi, I'll listen to you long enough. You talk English, I'll listen to 2 lines and that's it. And for that, for some odd reason, I've morphed into writing my own lyrics because I want to talk to you. I want to tell you what the song is about. And it doesn't mean I'm a lyric writer. Yes, I write songs in English. So Krishna is all written by me.
Wow.
But I want the Indian audiences to listen to my music. And the only way I can get them to listen is to talk in Hindi. I want to talk to the tier 2 and the tier 3 cities. And I want to tell them that there is more to music beyond Asha Bhosle and Lata Mangeshkar and Kishore Kumar. There's nothing wrong with that. But that's not all. And the Western music is not about Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston and Beyonce. There are bands like Simon and Garfunkel. There is John Denver. There is, the Eagles, the Beatles, whatever that might be.
Yeah.
You haven't heard that sound, but they will only hear it if it's in Hindi. So I've recreated the vibes of the songs that I grew up, the music that I grew up with, and I've written new songs around it. And I'm presenting it to the audience now to say, listen to it in Hindi as global Hindi. So you listen to my music, it's all global, but it's all in Hindi.
Absolutely.
And if I play you 40 songs back to back, I'm not even saying 30, I'm saying 40. It could be 50. I could even play you 70. But I'm saying if I play it back to back, and I'll ask you a simple question after that. Have you ever heard anything like this on radio? Your answer is going to be no. And that means it's not in Bollywood.
That's right.
That means there is so much Hindi music out there that you've never heard in Hindi ever before. Because all the Indian people are saying, "Aisa Hindi gana to humne suna hi nahi hai." Like Hindi jazz.
Exactly.
And the English people are saying, hey, this sounds like rock and roll, but it sounds like my music, but it's not, it's in Hindi, but it's cool, yeah. It doesn't sound like a typical Bollywood thing. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So when you got that, again, like Colonial Cousins, when you sit on the fence and you make the Indian people think, ye hamara music hai, lekin international lag raha hai. And the Western audience is saying, hey, this is so cool. Our kind of music with this ethnic Indian flavor.
Yeah.
I think that's what I've done with Global Hindi, where I'm sitting on the fence and I'm saying to the English listeners, hey, like when I played it in LA, when I went for Beauty and the Beast and I played the rock and roll stuff, it says, hey, this is not Indian, man, this is the blues. I said, yeah, but I'm singing in Hindi.
Yeah.
He thinks Indian is or alap.
Yeah, the alaps, exactly.
So have you ever heard John Mayer singing a ghazal?
Never.
Have you heard Jimi Hendrix singing a ghazal? It sounds amazing. It sounds amazing. It's been done. It's just that you haven't heard it.
That's right.
And the people haven't heard it. And people like Kavya and all and my band are the only ones who got to hear all this and asking me, when are you coming out with this? And if you heard it, you'll say, hey, this sounds so Hendrixy.
Yeah.
Like a bum 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 back in Kashmir it's rock.
Bluesy, but yeah.
But when you hear it, and if you're a Hendrix fan, you know this is Hendrix. And the style of singing is Hendrix, but it's all in Hindi, and it's not a Hendrix song. It's a new song. So that's what Global Hindi is all about. And since there's no record label, no management, no nothing, I'm doing it entirely on my own. Kavya is the first artist that I'm presenting, and Leslie Lewis is the only other artist that I'm presenting at the moment. Because right now the focus is to get this music out and to get this young artist out to say, here's my music by the old artist, here's my music by the millennium artist.
That's right. But Les, I mean, before we break into a small song again, and a lot of people are thanking you for being that global ambassador for music, by the way, if you see some of the messages that are coming up. But that said, Les, you are always taking risk. Obviously, with your music, you're breaking new boundaries, you're pushing the envelope with Kavya, with all the musicians and the music that you created. Why isn't the industry also risk-taking? Has that always been a cause of concern? Because at the end of the day, you can be the disruptor. And we see that always in startups, right? I mean, that whole startup ecosystem is about disruption.
Yes.
And that ecosystem lords failure. It lords that guy who's creating that disruption. It makes you the icon. You're in like everywhere, like the star of the system. But that startup ecosystem is supporting the movement. With music, breakthroughs happen with composers and musicians, but the record label is always sitting on the fence, trying to play it safe. Where is the future of this?
The future has always been with the record labels. What we saw in the 70s and the 60s and the 80s and the 90s, whatever we saw was with the record labels. It was the disruptor like MTV and Channel V disrupted it, and we got to see something more. So when they saw something more, they said, hey, these artists are amazing. Why don't we pull them into us? Hey, KK, come sing in my Bollywood song. Hey, Lucky Ali, come sing in my Bollywood song. So they just imported them into their system, and suddenly there was a lack of good artists in the disrupting area.
That's right.
All the wannabes jumped in there, wanna be that, but they didn't have it. The ones that had it got imported. So that genre just flipped again.
Wow.
And they've controlled it, and nothing wrong with it. I mean, they're the guys who run the whole system, and nothing wrong with that. It's just that something like YouTube now has allowed me, say, to start my own system, my own ecosystem, which is what on my YouTube channel. I'm hoping maybe 2 years from now there'll be just this one link if you want to hear global Hindi. Nowhere in the world. Just like Coke Studio started when it was in Pakistan, and everybody was in India was saying, hey, go listen to this music. It's in Pakistan. It's this Coke Studio. Everyone clicked on the same link to go to their homepage. From there, you could listen to all. Otherwise, you can't hear that music. So I'm saying I'm trying to create my own ecosystem. So in 2 years from now, you probably have just that one link to listen to all this music, which is Chandrama, Betabia, Aja Meri Baho Mein, whatever. It's going to be only on this one site.
Interesting.
Nowhere else in the world.
Interesting.
And everybody can still run the systems how they want. If I get an audience large enough who starts following me, hopefully I'll be able to do concerts with these songs. Besides the Sunny Dhapas and the Krishnas and the Yaro Dostis and the Pulse, which are already there of the 90s, I'm saying, what can I create for myself from here on so that I can perform these songs to audiences who already know it?
Fantastic. So we're going to go into our last series of a few Q&As. But before that, Kavya, I think everyone's waiting to hear from you, Aja Meri Baho Mein.
Okay.
Okay, how will you sing? Aja Meri Baho Mein is
it's got the music thing at the back. So is the studio capable to that?
Why don't you sing another song from maybe Sexy?
Okay, can I sing another song?
You can sing what you want, no problem.
Because there's no music, so
Now I'm pulling myself out of the 70s zone and coming into the 2020 zone. So, like I said, I'd prefer both.
Good.
So, yeah, this one's for all of you from my EP. It's called Teri Aankhein Sexy Sexy.
Okay.
तेरी आंखें सेक्सी सेक्सी तू है मेरा सारा गैलेक्सी मैं सोफिस्टिकेटेड लेडी रानी तेरी आंखों में बस तू है दिन में तारे क्यों है मैं तेरी 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 आंखों में बस तू है दिन में तारे क्यों है मैं तेरी तेरी मस्ती में
Carvey Jones. Yeah, that's how it goes.
Everybody go. Carvey Jones. Everybody go. Carvey Jones.
And then it goes like Carvey Jones, Carvey Jones.
How cool.
That's on the album. It's called
Teriyaki Sexy Sexy.
Very nice. This is going to
See, what happened,
the whole Shadi Wadi thing, man.
yeah.
Yes.
So what's happened is with the EP, I said, like you said, I can do the disruptor music, but what happens to mainstream? It's going to take them a while. So Aja Meri Baahon Mein, and I really recommend you go and listen to Behek Gayi Main, which got playlisted. Check that out. So these two songs are the new kind of thing. But I said, what happens? Like we're going for a gig, we're doing at the Shadi gig. I said, hey, can you hear this is my latest song. So if you're going to do Aja Meri Baahon, it's going to like, you can't work that in the right place. It needs to be in a club or something like that.
Exactly.
So I said, just let's do a song which is new, just like what's required in the market today. Play safe.
Yeah.
And we can throw that song into a Shadi gig anytime and nobody's going to miss it. And they're going to say, oh, wow, this is a brand new song. I never ever heard it, but it feels good.
Exactly. All right. Questions, people. Let's hear that. Anyone for questions to Kavya and Les? Please do ask us. Sukriti, do you have anything?
I think I wanted to understand now, moving from one generation to another, how tough has that been for you, Les? Because now
Les, it's been easy for Les, let me tell you that. Probably the most easiest among most musicians.
But that's it's two reasons. I think one, you need to be hungry. So if you get ultra rich and ultra owning the whole world, then there's no plan B. There's always a plan B. Plan A is the safe plan. But when you don't have a plan B, like me, you dive. And you got to be hungry enough to survive. And that's the only way, I think, is the way forward. And accepting change and changing with the times, but not losing your essence. I think that's the key.
If you guys do have questions, please do let us know. I would love to unmute you. So I'm seeing lots of amazing this, that, and the other. I'm not seeing a lot of questions that are coming in.
Maybe you answered most of them.
Yes, I think so. Are there any? So Yashna wants to ask a question. I'm just going to ask her to unmute. Go ahead, Yashna.
Hello, sir. Hello, ma'am. My name is
Hi.
Yashna, and I'm learning Hindustani classical music. So I'll go a little out of the topic which is going on. Just if you could suggest me some. If you could give me some tips on what I should do as a musician to grow and improve myself, and how I should any tips for new musicians,
So I
especially
think
in the
first,
COVID times. Yeah.
I've never heard you sing, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But if you want to make music your career and make that, your what you do, I think first is to learn your craft.
Right.
And practice that craft, regardless of whether it's being used like ABCD as it is. You need to learn and you need to practice. And I think the rest of it kind of falls into place.
Yeah, but thank you so much. But since COVID time and everything is kind of at a stop, so we don't know how to go about it. How to social media is a great platform to keep posting music and all, but any other way that musicians can grow? We have to constantly work on our craft, but any other tips on how we can increase our or we can start earning, or I don't know.
Yeah, like see, post-COVID, it's been difficult for everybody, and entertainment is the most hit
Right.
section. So if you went through the entire talk that we were doing now, you'll realize that post-COVID, I'm creating new music. Post-COVID, she's got her album out. Instead of waiting for our gigs to happen, when they happen,
Right.
what am I doing? I'm just creating something else that I love.
True.
So I'm saying if you wait for whatever's going to happen to you, which you normally do, and that's not happening, if you can create something else that you love, I think, it'll keep you going till the point where you're, I don't know if you're looking for gigs or if you're whatever way you want to earn your money through music. when that happens, it's going to fall back in line, even with us. I mean, it's been months of no gigs. And we've been flying all over the world. In New York, in Paris, Istanbul, Beijing, you name it. We just finished Abu Dhabi, we came to Bombay, and then boom, lockdown. Now what? So I decided I wanted to cook. So if you go on my Instagram page, I'm just cooking because that's the next thing that I want to do because I love to eat. So the only way to do it is cook it yourself. So I hashtag it khud banao, khud khao.
Yeah, and I also think, Yashna, I think you should also through social media, because it's a fabulous platform to put out your stuff and also approach some, some small scale or these young musicians, young composers. If you want to sing other people's songs or whatever that is, reach out to them on Instagram, search for them. I think they do. They do reply, they do ask for your demos. You can start off there because yes, the gig scenes are a little cold right now, but if you really want to start putting out stuff and reaching out to people, I think social media is very, very important, I feel.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
So now you're of course begging me to ask the question, what's the favorite dish that you're making at home? And Kavya, how many hours a day do you actually practice and your vocals? Because I think a lot of people don't actually see maybe sometimes the amount of hard work that actually goes into also the making of
Right.
an artist.
So you want to take your question first?
No,
My
okay,
question?
yeah.
Okay. I think as a musician, you live with music every day. Now, if you say the riyaz part of it, yes, one should practice every single day, which is at least for 2 hours or, 1 hour. But now in our schedule, it's become so, everything is so fast paced. You need to do, you probably get only 45 minutes to do your riyaz because you have to hit a rehearsal or go for a recording, whatever that is. But for me, I think just to warm up the voice in the morning is very, very important. So that's one thing I try and do as much as I can, even when I'm traveling or if I'm at home. When I'm at home, like this whole COVID lockdown has been the big, it's been a life-changing opportunity for me because I got to get back to my Hindustani classical riyaz with my father. I got to get to sing these songs with Leslie sir. I was not thinking anything else but the album and my riyaz. So I think that really helped my voice to develop again. And I must tell you, every day your voice will behave differently. Sometimes it won't behave properly, sometimes it will, kabhi kabhi aapka sur lagega hi nahi, but you have done riyaz but nahi lagta hai. So you got to go with the day as it goes. And but riyaz, as in your Hindustani classical, the sargams, everything really helps to warm up the voice, and then you're ready to go for the day. So I think 2 hours, very good. 45 minutes, also good. So whatever the time permits. But I usually during COVID I was doing 2 hours. Otherwise it's 45 minutes to an hour.
Thank you. And now that dish, because yes, we are all becoming foodies sitting at home.
Trust me, it's not that dish, it's those dishes.
Oh.
I've made a full ran, I've made nalli nihari, I've made salmon, and a lot of even vegetarian stuff that, I make it so differently, even if it's just cauliflower or cabbage. Trust me, I wait to eat it every day. In fact, I don't know if you because you've never had it like I do it. Because either I'm making it like Greek, I'm making it Mediterranean, I'm making it Turkish, I'm making it whatever.
Even fusion there. And
Yeah, because it's all about music. Music's just like that. So I'm creating. In fact, when we started this, for a moment, I ran away and I came back. All I did is I just made some pork with leeks and thyme and rosemary, and it's going to be amazing. I know.
Kavya,
For dinner tonight.
I'm sure he's, your voice is going to improve, but I'm not sure about your weight.
No, I've really gained a lot of weight. I feel so bad for everybody sitting over
here
there.
is a Gujarati
I'm the privileged soul who gets to eat rich and
not privileged, Gujarati girl who's hardcore vegetarian today is having.
He's a complete non-vegetarian.
I just hope my dad is not watching
Can you make paya? Yeah.
Yeah.
And now into fish, seafood, prawns. I'm saying,
but they say that now Gujaratis only during the day at home are veg. Otherwise, they're non-veg everywhere else.
Yeah.
But
That
this one was
completely
veg
agree. I was
everywhere.
veg everywhere.
But now with the constant traveling and then
No,
with
but
here,
Joji, you know what? Leslie sir told me that Mehndi Hassan said कि बेटा मटन खाओ आवाज कैसी चलेगी.
That's true.
And I too wanted my voice to only work. That was my only dream. So I said, sir. So sir saying, yeah, you should start. This is how I got started to eat paya and all. I never liked it. I was only chicken. I said, sir, are you sure? Are you sure? Then he said, yes. If you want your voice to be as strong and buland to sing on stage. I said, sir, I promise you from now I'm going to eat paya. I used to drink paya soup practically every day. Everybody wants to know where the Savari or Ghat Maire voice comes from is from the paya.
It's that whole Rajasthani feel. Well, thank you so much, both of you, for a wonderful conversation. We really enjoyed having.
Absolutely enjoyed it too.
Kavya, have a great. I mean, look, you're going to do well, and you're under the tutelage of someone like Les, who we can.
But I'm a startup.
But that startup always goes out and makes $1 billion in the end. That's the hope, right?
I hope so.
But
yeah.
having said that, yes, and at the end of the day, it's also about who's the founding team. They always want to know that, right? So here it is. So all the very best. We wish you all the luck. On behalf of Sipping Thoughts and Go Nuts, we want to thank you for a wonderful evening and for spending this time and entertaining our audience. And we wish you both all the luck.
And
Thank
Sukriti, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And Sipping Thoughts, great for having us on. And all I would recommend or hope is you guys can go and watch that video or listen to the songs on your favorite app.
Audio platform.
And
That's
Lots
right.
More is going to be coming every month. So if you can hit that bell icon,
Absolutely.
you'll get notified.
Everyone head on to their YouTube channels. All right.
Yes,
And please
No
support new music.
No hurry, just Leslie.
So there is a request that Leslie could also sing something before we sign off for today. A few lines, sir.
Okay, let me sing something. I'll sing something that everybody knows, maybe. In the old days, we used to tune instruments.
Yeah, that's right.
So come back as Jesus. Come back and save the world. Bless all the future of every boy and girl. Come back as Rama. Forgive us for what we've done. Come back as Allah. Come back as anyone. Krishna Nimbe Baro Krishna Nimbe Baro darkness coming round and everybody fighting with their brother. And everybody wants control, don't hesitate to kill one another. So come down and help us, save all the little ones. I'm ready to teach you, you are the only one that we can rely on to build a better world, a world that's for children, a world that's for everyone. Krishna Nivegane Baru Krishna Nivegane Baru Govind Bolo Hari Gopal Govind Bolo Hari Gopal Hallelujah Hallelujah Allahu Akbar Allahu Akbar Govind Bolo Hari Gopal Govind Bolo Hari Gopal Bolo.
Wow, what a treat. What a treat. With that, I think there's no more words I have. Thank you all for joining us today. Thank you. Thank you so much,
Thank
Leslie.
you. It's our
And
pleasure.
Kavya.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.